They do rankings every year. They came up with a particularly interesting formula back in 2012, so we're talking a decade ago, and they rate countries around the world for their level of corruption. The higher you rate, the better you are. In 2012, before our current coalition government took over, Australia was 7th in the rank of countries around the world for how well we perform. A decade later, we are 18th. We've dropped 11 places in the international rankings by a respected non-profit group that looks at these things for the car park rorts, for the sports funding rorts, for the Safe Community Fund rorts, and many more. I'm familiar with the ANAO. I've been subjected to an ANA audit myself for my work, as is appropriate. They came up with criticisms and observations and praise and all sorts of things. But never before have I lived in an environment where damning complaints about politically corrupt ways of spending our money come to light, and the response is to blithely say, oh, we'll reject those, we'll accept those recommendations, but we've done nothing wrong. We won't do anything about it, except for one thing: funding to the National Audit Office has been cut by about 10%, despite claims for it to be increased. When ICAC comes out in New South Wales and has its findings against the then Premier, it's labelled a kangaroo court. Who do these people think they are? The government was voted for, now they're being kicked out by a bunch of faceless bureaucrats. And the government, as we all know, has gone to great lengths not to endorse, embrace or create any kind of meaningful commission against corruption. The ABC should be subject to reviews just like any other government agency. Now, I don't mind the open to review. Of course the ABC should be open to review. It's doing one itself at the moment. But a government agency? And that comes at the heart of the problems when it comes to the National Audit Office, the ABC, the Commonwealth Ombudsman. The government thinks that we all work for them, that we are an agency of government. We're agencies of the people. The government is the mechanism whereby we're funded, but we are not there to be an agency of government. And every time I hear those little linguistic ticks, I realise that governments traditionally, and it doesn't matter whether they're coalition Labor or one day a Green government, who knows, governments find it very difficult to fund things they can't control.